There it is. That's our shortstop.
Two free nights at the Muckleshoot Resort Casino.
Hey.
Ooh. We're out of here. All right, I'm leaving now.
No, you're not.
Come on, is that?
Take a group selfie.
Who's that?
Check.
Is that Curb?
That's Curb.
Nice Curb.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
He had a perfect game through 5. He went 6 innings. To do that, no walks, 10 or more strikeouts in his Major League debut. The other guy, Steven Strasburg and Johnny Cueto. Then he continued to get better over his next 3 or 4 or 5 starts. So he really came up and did a great job last year. Bryce Miller on the mound getting his springtime debut. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch throughout the year now, Gary.
Yeah, and I'm really anxious to see, are we going to see the splitter for the first time today?
So.
We know he's made some adjustments in the arsenal, facing lefties in particular. And guess what? He faces a lefty right out of the gates.
To start things off, hi again, everybody. It is a beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon here in Peoria. The Mariners and the Chicago White Sox. Leading things off, left-handed batter Nicky Lopez, Bryce Miller. Ready, the wind-up and the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike, and we're underway. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to all our fans watching on our webcam cast today, second in a row. So, hello, everybody. Of course, on our flagship station in Seattle, Sports Radio 710 a.m. along the network as well. Swing, line, drive, left field line, a fair ball in toward the corner. Lopez heading for second. Off of the ball is Canzone, and Dom's throw into third is going to be cut off by Dylan Moore. So Nicky Lopez with a leadoff double here in the top of the first inning. For the Mariners, this is their second game of the spring with the White Sox. On February the 24th, the Cactus League opener for the Mariners. Chicago ended up winning that ball game 8-7 on a walk-off hit in the bottom of the ninth inning. But the Mariners did a great job to come back late in that game. Here is Yoan Moncada. Miller's pitch, a strike, and the count is 0-1. But overall last year, Bryce Miller, 8-7 with a 4.32 ERA in 25 starts. Comprises 1/5 of one of the best stats in baseball. The next pitch, swung on, fly ball lifted into left center field. Clase over into the gap as the wind grabs it. He's there to make the catch. And there's one away. Oh, Glory way out there in the top of the berm in right field is just barely unfurled, but the flag's on top of the batter's eye in straightaway center field pointed out toward the left. So you see the effects of the wind this afternoon. Moncada flies out. 1 on and 1 away, and the batter will be first baseman Andrew Vaughn. White Sox last year, a tough season. They were 4th in the American League Central with a record of 61-101. A lot of losses last year. Sox have a new GM, and Chris Getz, former player. The pitch, a strike on Vaughn, and the count is 0-1. But a picture-perfect day, Gary, here in Arizona. Not too many clouds, but way off in the distance, a few. But a beautiful day out here in Peoria. Here's the stretch by Miller, and the 0-1 pitch on the way by Bryce is outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Keep our eyes on Bryce, see if he throws that splitter this afternoon. He needed something to face the left-handed bats. Last year against the right-handed hitters hit just 200 against Miller. And the pitch is low and outside to Vaughn for ball 2, 2-1. Left-handed hitters, though, hit 303 off of Miller. So he wants that extra pitch against left-handed bats. We saw videos during the offseason of Miller working on that splitter, and they look good. Here's the stretch. Miller looked back, delivers to Vaughn, swing, and it's popped up behind home plate and out of play. And the count is even on Vaughn at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the Mariners are so good at helping these young pitchers either come up with a new pitch or work and reshape an already good pitch that they have in their arsenal. to get a better version of themselves. Here's a fastball and a swing and a miss by Vaughn for strike 3. So 2 outs for the White Sox here in the top of the first inning, and Miller has his first strikeout of the afternoon. High heat, and he gets out on by Vaughn, a good fastball hitter. That'll bring up designated hitter Eloy Jimenez. White Sox DH.
That was a heater at 97 upstairs. Wasn't expecting that in the first inning from Bryce Miller.
Neither was Vaughn. Couldn't get to it. Here's the pitch to Jimenez, and he starts him off with a cutter down and away for ball 1. So these guys are pumped up. We saw Luis Castillo throwing 96 the other day against his former ball club, the Reds, over in Goodyear. Miller looked back at second to Lopez. He stays. The pitch to Jimenez is low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. These guys are pumped up. What a starting staff. Luis Castillo, king of the hill on this ball club, along with Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Bryce Miller, Brian Wu. Next offer on the way, a strike on Jimenez, and the count is now 2-1. And then we'll also see Emerson Hancock. He's going to get a start here in the next few days. He's on the way. The Mariners still with 74 players in camp. Miller from the stretch, and the 2-1 pitch swung on line into center field for a base hit. Lopez rounding third, being waved in. Up with the ball, Class A. The throw into second base. That'll keep Jimenez at first. Lopez scores, and with 2 outs, the White Sox have an early 1-0 lead. Eloy Jimenez is singled into straightaway center field. 1-0 Chicago, and that'll bring up shortstop Paul DeYoung. No Tim Anderson. Anderson is gone. He just signed a contract with the Miami Marlins. So the White Sox pick up the veteran in DeYoung, who was with the Blue Jays, the Cardinals, and the Giants last year. 3 stops. Miller ready, and with a sign from Mitch Garver, getting the start behind the plate. Here's the pitch of the way, swinging a fly ball into right field. Backing up is Marlowe. Cade is there, stops, turns, and he makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. For the White Sox, 1 run, a couple of base hits, and 1 man left on. We're underway here in Peoria. We head to the bottom of the first. Our score, the White Sox 1, and the Mariners coming up.
Hey!
Open the box on the table. You must bring it with you throughout food.
Then I had to take that whole box? Wow!
I've been called a polar bear before. You want to carry it? No
Hell.
I like it. Thanks.
We're good. No, big bear, big bear, big bear.
Actually, I had it. You look kind of similar, but big and fluffy and light. It's a little more bear. Oh, that was so cheesy.
Bottom of the first inning, White Sox with the early lead 1-0. Dylan Moore will lead things off for the Mariners against Jared Schuster, getting his first springtime start for the White Sox. Left-hander delivers, and it's high and outside to Dylan for ball 1. Schuster with Atlanta last year, 4-3 with a 5.81 ERA, made 11 starts in the big leagues. Wind up and the pitch, swing and a miss. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Schuster out of New Bedford, Massachusetts, first round pick in June of 20 by the Atlanta Braves out of Wake Forest. The windup and the 1-1 swung on, popped up, High in the air, first base side near the Sox dugout. Over is Vaughn, and this one is going to be out of the netting right above the Sox dugout. And the count is now 1-2 on Moore. Hilton last year off to a slow start because of an injury, a strained oblique. Didn't see too much playing time in the early part of the season. Ended up playing in 67 games. Man, this is a guy that can help you out in the infield, in the outfield, can steal bases, steal money bags late in a game. Schuster, a little left-hander, looks in. Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch to Moore. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. The appeal down to the first base umpire. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. When Wolcott, one of the 4 umpires, makes his home in the Northwest. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and that time he does go for strike 3. So Dillon strikes out. And there's one away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the first inning. The other umpires, Adam Hammery, Alan Porter, and Ryan Walsh, 10 of umpires this afternoon. Pretty good crowd this afternoon here in Peoria. And it's always a lot of fun to get here early in the day. Chance to visit with Scott Service, with the media. Here's the pitch on the way to Dom Canzone, a strike, 0-1. Hang out at the lower fields around the batting cages, the bullpens, visit with the guys. Here's the next pitch, and a swing and a miss by Canzone. And the count is now 0-2. A lot of fans down there at field 1 and field 2 to get a close-up look at the guys. Great place to visit during the course of spring training for fans from up north. Here's the pitch outside to Canzone, ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dom off to a good start, 2 for 4 with a home run. And 4 runs batted in. Left-handed hitter Schuster, the lefty, delivers, swinging a ground ball right to the second baseman. Up with the ball is Lopez, down to a knee, makes the stop, throws the first in time to get Canzone, and there's 2 outs. Say, friends, don't miss out on the Julio No-Fly Zone bobblehead during the first homestand of the year. It's a 3-day giveaway with the first 10,000 fans on April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Getting the chance to snag this must-have collectible as the Mariners take on the Guardians. Pick up your tickets at mariners.com. Here's the pitch to Mitch Garver. And it's a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Garver 1 for 3 on the spring with a home run. Long home run. Here's the pitch on the way to Garver inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. He had 19 home runs last year helping the Texas Rangers win a World Series title. The windup and the pitch to Mitch. Strike called, and it's 1-2. Good changeup right there after he came inside with a fastball. So Garver hit .270 last year, 19 home runs, and 50 runs batted in. The windup and the pitch from Schuster, a swing and a miss at a fastball for strike 3. That's going to retire the side, and we go to the top half of the second here in Peoria. Our score, it's the White Sox 1 and the Mariners 0.
Baseball fans, stop by the
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
White Sox lead by a score of 1-0 as we go to the top half of the second. Veteran outfielder Kevin Pillar getting the starting right for the White Sox will lead things off. Bryce Miller's pitch is a breaking ball. It's inside for ball one. Miller last year started the season at Double-A Arkansas, was 0-2 with a 6.41 ERA in 4 starts. Here's the 1-0 pitch and a swing and a miss and kind of a weak wave by Pillar. Pulled on that pitch by Bryce, and the count is even at 1-1 strike. Normally, you take a look at numbers like that, you don't get promoted. However, the Mariners looked inside the numbers of what Miller was doing at Arkansas. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and the count is now 1-2 as Miller pulled the string on Pillar. The Mariners saw something special in Miller, and man, did it pay off. And here's the windup and the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A fastball at 97 up top again. And that is strikeout number 2 for Bryce Miller, bringing the heat on a warm Thursday afternoon. So 1 out for the Sox. And here is veteran catcher Max Stassi, who we talked about his debut against the Oakland A's on May the 2nd. Mariners won that game 2-1. Miller got a no decision. He went 6 innings, gave up only 2 hits, swinging a 1-hopper right back to the mound. Miller makes the stop, pops the ball out of his glove into his right hand, makes the throw to first base to get Stassi. And there's 2 outs for the White Sox here in the top half of the second. Some nice style points right there from Bryce. Good kid from New Braunfels, Texas. Always had an opportunity to visit with his mom and dad. They went to a lot of his games, either at home or especially on the road. We see his folks and his family. Here's Peyton Burdick, White Sox left fielder this afternoon. Big breaking ball on the way, and it's in there for a strike, 0-1. But in that debut against the A's that we were talking about, no walks, 10 strikeouts, he retired the first 16 in a row. He had a perfect game for 5 1/3 innings. You don't see that in a debut. Here's the pitch inside on Burdick for ball 1, 1-1 strike. Miller looks in, has a sign from Garver. Here's the windup and the 1-1 to Burdick, and it's inside. Almost hit him, got out of the way. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Bryce said he was, as you would expect, loves country music. I was talking with him inside the dining room this morning. Here's the windup and the 2-1 pitch, swinging a foul out of play on the first base side, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think he said his favorite country artist is Peyton McCullough. Said I've been listening to him since he was 16 years old. Miller ready, has a sign from Garver. The windup and the 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul off the netting behind home plate. And the count is still even on Burdick at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very into country music. You like country?
Not really. Thanks for asking, though.
Like it. Here's the windup and the 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul behind home plate, and the count is still even on Burdick at 2-2. And a fan gets the souvenir. What's your favorite type of music?
I like all kinds, essentially.
Here's the 2-2. Check swing, strike 3, called another fastball at 97. Holy smokes, Miller has the heater working. And that's Miller's performance this afternoon. 2 innings, a 1-2-3 second. That is strikeout number 3 for Bryce Miller. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the White Sox 1 and the Mariners nothing.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
First baseman Luke Raley will lead things off here in the bottom of the second. White Sox lead 1-0. And the pitch to Luke is a strike from Jared Schuster, 0-1. The windup and the next pitch. Swinging a foul off the top of the screen behind home plate, and the count is now 0-2. Raley, Ariz, and Marlowe for the Mariners here in the bottom of inning number 2. Jared Schuster hitting the start for Chicago. Here's the pitch. It is strike 3 called on the outside corner at the knees. Fastball at 93. And that is strikeout number 3 already for Schuster. 1 out for the Mariners, bottom of the second. We're broadcasting along the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network. Rick Riz along with Gary Hill Jr. and Shannon Dreyer in a glorious Thursday afternoon. The windup and the pitch to Luis Urias, a strike, 0-1. Luis again, the designated hitter. I watched him take ground balls down at the lower field, field 1 this morning. Here's the next offer, and it's a change that misses outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. I want to take it easy with his throwing early in the spring. Looked like he was throwing pretty well down at the lower field this morning, swinging a line shot foul down the left field line. Hard hit but foul off the bat of Urias, and the count is now 1-2. Luis with Milwaukee and Boston last year. As an older brother, Ramon, playing in the Orioles organization. Here's the pitch, low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schuster the windup and the 2-2. High and outside with a fastball. Ball 3. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Schuster last year with the Braves got his first major league win against the Mariners on May the 21st last season. Won in Atlanta 3-2. He went 6 innings. He gave up 1 run and just 1 hit, 1 walk, and he struck out 7. That was his best start of the year. Here's the pitch, fouled away on the third base side by the Mariners dugout, and it's still 3-2 on Urias. Schuster opened up the year with Atlanta on the opening day roster, but after 2 starts was sent down to AAA Gwinnett. Here's the pitch, swung on, well hit ball deep to left field. Burdick going back, reaches up on the run, and he can't get to it. It's on the track and off the wall. Urias, the turn at second. He's heading for third as the ball bounces away from Burdick. The throw is going to be cut off by DeYoung, the shortstop. Luis Urias on at third base with a 1-out triple here in the bottom half of the second, and the Mariners have the tying run 90 feet away. Luis's first hit of the spring, a triple that soared over the head of Peyton Burdick out there in left field, then kind of bounced off to his right after it hit the base of the wall in left field. Here's Cade Marlowe, the infield at halfway. The wind and the pitch, swinging a line shot, base hit by Marlowe into right field. Here comes Ariz on to score, and the Mariners have tied it at 1-1. What a bullet into right field by Cade Marlowe, his first RBI of the spring, his first base hit of the spring. And we have a tie game. Mariners 1 and the White Sox 1.
Third baseman, number 27.
Marlowe didn't waste any time. Saw that first pitch that he liked and ripped it into right field. So Cade on at first, 1 out. And here's newcomer third baseman Brian Anderson. Brian joining the ball club just days ago. Mariners looking for a little insurance over at third. Here's a toss over to first base to get Marlowe back to the bag. Brian with Milwaukee last year hit .226 with 9 home runs and 40 runs batted in. The stretch and the pitch, swinging a fly ball deep into right field. Kevin Pillar going back, looking up, and goodbye baseball. Brian Anderson with his first swing in a Mariners uniform and opposite field. 2-run home run to right. It's now the Mariners 3 and the White Sox 1. Well, that's a great way to announce your presence with your new ball club, your new organization. 2-run drive the other way with Cade Marlowe aboard. 3 runs are in, and the Mariners lead the White Sox 3-1. How about that? Going the other way to right field. Brian had some really good years with the Marlins when he first came up to the big leagues. In 2017, he was with the Marlins from 2017 to 22 with Milwaukee last year. Here's second baseman Samad Taylor, and he takes a strike from Schuster, 0-1. Nice to have a veteran guy like that around. Close to third base, Moncada. Here's the pitch to Taylor, swinging a foul off the screen behind home plate, and the count is 0-2 on Samad, who was with Kansas City last year. Taylor, his first hit of the spring was a home run to left center field against the White Sox in Glendale. Here's a swing and a pop-up out of play on the first base side, and the count is still 0-2. And that was the first home run by a Mariner hitter this spring. Taylor at AAA Omaha last year at 302, 8 home runs. Here's a swing and a fly ball into shallow center field. Race it in, Brett Phillips, and he can't get to it. Bloop single into center by Taylor on an 0-2 pitch, and I love it when this kid gets on base because he can run and steal a bunch of bases. He had 43 steals at AAA Omaha last year, and then 8 with the Royals last season. He's an exciting player to watch. The Mariners, man, they have some speed, and here's another kid that can run and hit, Jonathan Clase. 3 for 5 on the spring with 2 runs batted in. Pitch to Clase is down low for ball 1. Clase has really opened up some eyes in the early part of the spring with his bat and the way he can run the bases. Last year, he hit 20 home runs and had 79 stolen bases. Here's the pitch, a strike on Clase, and the count is even, a 1-1 strike. At Everett, Clase hit .333, 7 home runs, 17 runs batted in, and 17 steals. Here's a toss over to first base. Samad running to throw down to second. The tag by Lopez on Samad Taylor trying to steal. Went a little bit too early against the left-hander, went on first movement. And he's thrown out at second trying to steal, and the Mariners have 2 outs. Or I think maybe Schuster was still in his stretch and he just took off. Here's the 1-1 to Clase, swing and a foul out of play on the first base side, and the count is now 1-2. You're going to see these guys run the bases very well this year. They're third in baseball in steals the first week of the spring. Schuster ready? The 1-2. Swinging, that's fouled out of play on the first base side. Still a ball and 2 strikes. But Clase last year, first player in the minor leagues to hit 20 or more home runs or steal 70 or more bases. He had 62 steals at AA Arkansas. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a little chopper out in front of the plate. Picked up by nobody. The pitcher coming in, Schuster. The catcher going out, Stassi. I got it. You got it. Nobody got it. And Jonathan Clase has about a 15-foot worm burner on front of the plate for an infield base hit. So a swinging bunt, and somebody had to get to it in a hurry because Clase can run. Schuster came in, Stassi went out, and nobody picked it up. So runner on at first base with 2 outs, 3 in. Mariners lead 3-1, and that'll bring up Dylan Moore. Clase at first. Here's the pitch to Dylan, and it's high and outside for ball 1. Man, when you have guys like Taylor on your ball club, Clase, and about 3 or 4 other guys can steal bases, that is quite a weapon late in the ball game. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Especially now in extra innings when you start with a ghost runner on at second. Chance to win a lot of close ball games. That's something the Mariners didn't do last year. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside. Ball 3, 3-0 the count on Dylan. The Mariners were 25-26 in 1-run decisions, and were 6-14 in extra inning games. They were much better at that the year before when they went to the playoffs in 2022. Here's the pitch to Moore. Off speed, in there for a strike, and the count is now 3-1. Mariners with 5 hits here in the bottom half of the second. 1 on, 2 outs. The stretch by Schuster. Here's the pitch to Dylan. Swing and a pop-up down the right field side. Slicing foul and out of play. In and out of the seats it goes, and the count is full on Moore at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Schuster with a new baseball from the home plate umpire. Mariners last year 88-74, 3rd place in the American League West, 2 games out. behind Houston and Texas. The stretch and the 3-2 pitch. Runner goes swinging a foul up the top of the screen behind the plate. Count is still full on more with Dom Canzone due up next. For the White Sox, this is a split squad game. They're also taking on the Kansas City Royals over in Glendale. The look in by Schuster. Clase in lead, and he goes. The 3-2 pitch swung on, and that's fouled out of play on the first base side. Still 3-2 the count on Dillon. Staying Alive. Is the song Staying Alive by the Bee Gees back in the 70s. All you disco lovers out there. Gary was a big disco fan back in the day.
Still am, of course.
Here's the look in by Schuster. And again, the 3-2 pitch to Dillon. It's low and inside. A heck of an at bat, and there is ball 4. So the long inning continues for Jared Schuster, and time is called. Mariners now have runners on at first and second with 2 outs, and they'll bring up Dominic Canzone. Canzone 0 for 1 is grounded out to Nicky Lopez at second base.
White Sox have the bullpen going. This has been a long spring training inning after Schuster breezed through the first, went 1-2-3. Things have not gone according to his plan in the second.
Not at all. So a lot of pitches here in the bottom half of inning number 2. So here we go, 2 on and 2 outs with 3 in, and that'll bring up Dom Canzone. Canzone at AAA Reno last year, then with the Diamondbacks, the trade coming over to Seattle. Canzone last year at .215 with the Mariners, 5 home runs and 13 runs batted in. I look for this kid to have a big year. Left-handed hitter. Runners get their lead. Schuster will look back. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss. And Schuster took a lot off that off-speed pitch. 0-1 the count. Mitch Garver is due up next. Canzone, the 8th Mariner to come to the plate here in the bottom of the second. The 0-1 swing, and it's popped up. Shallow left field, going out to third baseman Moncada and the shortstop DeYoung. DeYoung calling for it. He bats his back there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. But the Mariners get 3. An RBI single by Cade Barlow, a 2-run home run by Brian Anderson. We go to the top of the third. Our score, it's the Mariners 3 and the White Sox 1.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
Well, we go to the third inning. It's 3-1 Mariners. Gabe Spire, his first appearance of the spring. He'll take over, facing Brett Phillips to lead things off for the White Sox. Spire deals. Phillips shows bunt, and he takes it for a strike. 0-1, Spire's ahead. It's the first appearance for Spire. Scott Service mentioned the other day they take a little slow to start things for Gabe Spire. Here's the pitch. He dropped it in for a strike. Good spot. No balls and 2 strikes.
First pitch of the spring. Not a surprise it's a strike. He had the highest strike percentage of anybody in baseball last year.
No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on a chopper, first base side. It hits the first base bag, pops in the air. Raley grabs it, stomps on the bag, and just beats the hustling Phillips for out number 1. You know, Scott Service mentioned Gabe Spire's on the team, so he can start slow this year as opposed to years past when Spire was with the Mariners last year and the Royals before that. As Gabe put it, he had to come in hot. He had to come in ready to try and win a job. Top of the order, here's Nicky Lopez. The pitch to his former teammate. That's inside. 1 ball and no strikes. So if you think about it, this year, Gabe Spire's starting line is the regular season. Last year, it was the start of spring training, the 1-0. And that's down low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Love to see guys that have been around for a few years figure it out and really earn that spot, you know, down to the bullpen. Just has to concentrate on getting ready.
There comes the 2-0. Inside, not close. 3 balls and no strikes. And what that means for him is in years past, he would throw up to 15 bullpens before coming to spring because he wanted to be essentially in midseason form to try and win a job. But this year, he was able to cut that in half. The 3-0. That's a strike at the knees. Now, Scott said he's on the team based on what he did last year. Gabe put it a little differently. He says he's still got to earn it, but he feels like it's his job to lose. I think he's on the team. The 3-1. Just off the plate. Didn't miss by much. So Lopez reaches for the second time. 1 out, 3rd inning. Mariners on top 3-1. We've talked about Bryce Miller and the changes that he's made in his arsenal. He looked great, by the way. His fastball at 96, 97. He got the start in this one. Moncada, the hitter. The pitch over the corner for a strike. So Gabe in the offseason has been tinkering. He's got a couple new additions to the arsenal. He's got a new cutter that he's going to feature and a new split change. He's ready from the belt. Here's his pitch. That steams over at the knees for a strike. That fastball at 93. We're not sure. We have to wait to see what StatCast actually calls it. It could be a split. It could be a change. It could be a split change. We'll see. The 0-2. Swung on line. Drive center field. Class A over. He's in the gap. It's over his head. It's going to the wall. To third base is Nicky Lopez. He's around third. The throw is cut off. He's going to score. Moncada glides into second. That's a double. And the White Sox have their second run of the ball game. It's now 3-2 Mariners.
First baseman, Andrew Vaughn.
But part of adding the split change is another weapon against righties. He says he's going to use the new cutter against righties and lefties, so that'll be interesting. Here's Andrew Vaughn, the pitch. Swung on, popped up, behind home plate. Off with the mask is Garver. He's near the fence, and he makes the catch. It's a nice stab by Garver. Getting the start today behind the dish. Just 2 away.
A lot of times that pop-up behind home plate has the tendency to come back, and it came back just enough for Garver to make the catch right in front of the front row of box seats.
Jimenez will be the hitter. He singled, drove in a run his first time. 3-2 Mariners, 3rd inning. Gabe Spire, his first appearance.
Yeah, the cutter will be a great pitch. The left-hander Spire, because now you got something breaking in on a right-hander. With a split change, you got something going away. All coming out of the same tunnel.
He checks second, delivers. He pours it over for a strike, 92 miles per hour. Sometimes gets overlooked, I think, with just the pure stuff that Spire offers. We saw his fastball late in the year last year, 95, 96 consistently. Here's his pitch. Swung on a looper into right field. Running in is Marlowe, and he's not going to get there. He has to play it on a hop around third base, trying to score. Moncada, the throw is late, and Moncada steps around Garver and scores. So we're tied now as the White Sox pick up another run.
Yeah, Cage's throw taking Garver up the third base line. Mitch had to go get the throw, and Moncada was just able to veer around Garver.
Tell you though, the new pitches for Spire, it was nice, but I learned something about Spire this offseason. I had no idea. Here's DeYoung, swing and a miss. I talked to him the day after the Super Bowl, and he was kind of down about it. You know, he Bay Area guy. Maybe I thought he was a 49ers fan. He actually grew up an Oakland Raiders fan. So that wasn't it. Here comes the pitch. That's inside as he dances out of the way. As it turns out, Gabe Spire's brother-in-law is the punter for the San Francisco 49ers. His wife's twin is married to the 49ers punter. Here's the 1-1. That's down low, taken for a ball. So the Spire family took solace in he had a great punting day.
Yeah.
So they cheered loudly whenever the ball got to the 1 yard line on a punt.
They saw him out there, unfortunately, too many times probably, but that'll make you a 49ers fan.
Now, Gabe was a little worried about how Seahawks fans would take that, and I said it's fine.
Yeah.
Here comes the 2-1. Swung on ground ball. That's through into center field for a base hit. So back-to-back hits as DeYoung is aboard. So runners at first and second. And I was like, no, this is fine. Seahawks fans can get behind the 49ers punter being on the field as much as possible. So there's no issue there.
You like to see the other team's punter a lot.
Yeah, so it's fine. Here comes Scott Service. It looks like he's going to make a change here. That's going to be it for Gabe Spire in his first appearance of the spring. Gives up a couple of runs as we're tied 3 apiece. Mariners go to the bullpen here in the third inning. We'll come back with more right after this.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks. Less than a month to go to opening day. Opening series starting March 28th. 4-game set against the Red Sox at T-Mobile Park. The seats for the games won't last long. Locking your seats today at Mariners.com. New pitcher on for the Mariners. Los Castano will take over on the hill, trying to get the final out here in the third inning. A couple of White Sox aboard, 2 runs in. It's 3-3. Bryce Miller got the start. Looked really good. Throwing 96, 97 consistently. Brian Anderson homering in his first plate appearance for the Mariners. As Castano ready to go. Face Kevin Pillar, the veteran. Expected to make the team as a reserve outfielder for the White Sox this year as he digs in. White Sox wearing their black uniform tops, gray pants. Mariners Northwest green uniforms, seafoam green hats. As He comes set. Here comes the pitch. He heaves it inside, a ball that misses. 93 miles per hour on the fastball. 1-0. Jimenez at second, DeYoung at first. They step off their leads in the bright sunshine here in Peoria. The pitch. That's not close inside. 93 again. 2-0. From the belt, the pitch. That's inside. It hits him. So now they're loaded up. Max Stassi will step in, the catcher today for the White Sox. He's also expected to make the White Sox as a backup catcher. They also have Martin Maldonado.
At the plate for Chicago.
Looks like they'll be the catching duo for Chicago. Here comes the first pitch. That's a strike at the knees. So he gets ahead. No balls and a strike. 2 outs. Bases loaded. 3-3. Mariners and White Sox in the third inning. Castano, Bennett the way, straightens up, delivers. And it's inside, misses. Pumped it up to 94, but couldn't find the plate. Count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's set again from the belt. Here comes the 1-1. A half cut, checked his swing, but hit the bat on the check swing. So 1-2. Castano trying to get rid of the White Sox here with the bases loaded. On a perfect afternoon for baseball. Temperatures climbing into the mid-70s. Nothing but blue sky overhead. Some white puffy clouds in the distance. Here's the pitch. A touch low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Castano again. Bennett the waist, casting a shadow in the sunshine. His pitch. Swung on, popped up, first base side, foul territory. Rayleigh over. He's near the White Sox dugout, and it's over the dugout into the seats. Kid makes a nice play after a couple of hops, standing in the aisle. He positioned himself perfectly. He's been standing there all game, waiting for the perfect bounce on a foul ball.
That's when the ball finds you.
Here's the pitch. Fouled off again, first base side. That's into the stands. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stassi taps the plate, pinwheels the black bat around. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 3 call. Frees him right on the corner. Castano pumped up. He pumps his fist as he gets the punch out with the bases loaded. And that's it for the White Sox here in the third. They do get a couple. Led to the bottom of the third. It's the Mariners 3. It's the White Sox 3.
Baseball fans.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
Pull it, twist it, bop it, pull it, twist it, bop it,
I can go on
twist it,
for days.
pull it, bop it.
Many hours later.
Twist it, bop it, twist it, pull it, twist it, pull it, bop it, pull it. Yeah!
Wow.
So close!
Mariners and White Sox as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Mitch Garver will lead things off for the M's here. Mariners got their 3 runs in the second inning, highlighted by Brian Anderson, 2-run home run. Mitch Garver will stand in the catcher today. Scott Servais said leading into spring training that he'd see a couple of games behind the dish, and this is his first. Here comes the pitch to Garver. He takes a breaking ball from Nick Padilla outside. Ball 1-0. Garver, a catcher by trade. He'll be spending most of his time as the DH for the Mariners this upcoming season. Here comes the pitch to him. Swung on, hit a mile high left field, hit well. Burdick is under it, fighting the sun. Now a couple steps forward in front of the track, makes the catch, and that's one away. Well, I have a moment. Let's pause for station identification on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
First baseman, Luke Raley.
Today's Mariners Spring Training Webcast is presented by Starbucks.
Luke Raley, the hitter, the pitch to him. Swing and a miss. It's a big cut. No balls to strike. 1 out. 3-3 the count. Raley struck out looking his first time. Padilla set from the chest. Here comes his pitch. Swung on, a chopper to the right side. Scooped up by the pitcher. He's going to take it himself. A foot race to the bag, and he barely wins the race. I think he underestimated how fast Luke Raley is, and Raley almost got him. That's 2 away.
As he got to the line, first base line, his back was turned to Raley, and Raley was right on his heels. All he had to do was toss the ball over to Andrew Vaughn. Decided to take it himself. Good hustle by Luke.
Here's Luis Ariz, who tripled his first time. Here's the pitch to him. That's a big breaking ball. It's over at the knees for a strike. Ariz, the DH today. That's from the right side against the righty. Here comes the pitch. Another sweeping breaking ball that's left outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here it is. Inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Arias got things rolling for the Mariners in the second. He tripled. Marlowe, a base hit, and then Brian Anderson, a 2-run home run to follow. The pitch swung on, popped in the air behind home plate. That's out of play. Fan had it, but fumbled it away. Whoops. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tough crowd.
Yeah. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball out of the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Padilla ready. Delivers. Swung on, broken bat, looper into left field, ranging in, now going back is Burdick. He reaches up and makes the catch. That nearly got over his head, but he puts it away for the final out here in the 3rd inning. So the Mariners go 1-2-3. We head to the 4th. It's 3-3.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
Like, just think about that. It doesn't make sense. So, you know.
This afternoon from Peoria, Mariners and White Sox, 3 apiece. We go to the 4th inning. Andres Munoz will make his first appearance of the spring. Had a nice ovation as he was announced. Payne Burdick will be the hitter here. He was the only White Sox not to bat last inning. They pushed a couple runs across. 3-3 the count. Here's Munoz from the stretch. His pitch. That steams over the edge for a strike at 99. So his first pitch out of the gates. Well, he's ready. So let's start the regular season. Munoz straightens up, stares in. Here comes his pitch. He tries the slider this time out of the zone at 89. I got to be honest. If I were Payne Burdick, I wouldn't be wild about this.
No, not at all.
The 1-1. Swung on, fouled back. A slider at 90. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4th inning, tied score, 3 apiece. So we've seen Miller and Spire for the first time. Now Munoz for the first time. Same situation as we talked about with Gabe Spire, just easing Munoz into the season. Good news is healthy coming into this spring. The 1-2. Swung on, lifted center field, Class A back. He's drifting back. He's in front of the track. He's waiting for it. It drops out of the blue skies. He makes the catch. 1 away. Well, Mariners value games are back for the 2024 season. Snag seats for as little as $10 to 29 select games, including April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd against the Guardians during the opening homestand. Just go to mariners.com/value games to get your tickets and see the complete value game schedule. Here's Brett Phillips, rather. The pitch sails outside. Another slider at 89. Munoz straightens up. Here's his 1-0. Swing and a miss. Scott Service mentioning, that was 99, by the way, again, how excited he is to have a healthy Munoz start camp, and was reflecting on his year last year. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 100. Yeah. Triple digits in spring.
And when you have 2 pitches like that, one makes the other better. You look for the fastball, here comes the slider. Good luck with that. You look for the slider, fastball's by you.
Here comes the pitch. Slider and Phillips, and excuse me, check swing. He just gets a piece of it to stay alive, for better or worse. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You see some really funny swings on that slider because you're looking for the fastball, and then all of a sudden it's in on your hands if you're a left-handed hitter like Phillips.
Munoz lets that right arm dangle. Now he comes set. The 1-2. Swung on a slash foul into the seats, third base side. It was interesting to hear Scott talk about his season last year, as that was 101. He was late.
A little bit late.
He had a good season, obviously. But as Scott pointed out, not as dominant as the season before. The 1-2. Outside at 100. He's just making triple digits look really easy. 2022 in 65 innings, 96 strikeouts. Absurd. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. A disappearing slider in the dirt. Down goes Phillips. Munoz looks great. There's 2 away.
Back to the top for Chicago, second baseman, number 8, Nicky Lopez.
Here's Nicky Lopez, who's reached base twice. He has doubled, he's walked, he has scored a couple times. Munoz ready, delivers. Pops the mitt at 100 on the outside corner. It was funny to hear Mitch Garver talk about Munoz coming into the season. Of course, Mitch Garver has faced all of these guys with the Texas Rangers, the 0-1. Swung on, line drive left field, falling fast towards the line, and that is a fair ball. It's picked up by Canzone in the corner as Lopez brings up chalk and glides into second with a double.
Looked like that was going to tail foul. It stayed fair. So Lopez reaches for the third time. But Garver, he's really excited to be on this side of things, not facing the Mariners pitching staff. And talking about Munoz, he's like, it's a problem, is how he put it. And with guys like that, it was interesting. He said, you're just trying to make contact. And he said in Major League Baseball, that's not the way to win games because you have to do damage. But he's so good, you're just trying to make contact. The pitch to Moncada is a strike. He's ahead with a slider, 0-1.
Yeah, you're just trying to survive.
You're trying to survive, yeah.
You know, everything is a defensive swing. Instead of, like you were talking about, most guys go out there, try to do damage, get a line drive base hit, hit the ball out of the ballpark.
His pitch is swung on a miss. That was a wicked slider. 0-2. You
see swings like that. When the Mariners made the big trade with the Padres to acquire Munoz, along with Ty France, Taylor Trammell, Luis Torrens, he was coming off Tommy John surgery. Mariners didn't have any concerns about that at all.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Went 1, 2, 3 sliders. Down goes Moncada as Andres Munoz looks sensational here in the fourth inning. Gets a couple of strikeouts. Reached triple digits multiple times. Hit 101 at one point. He looks just fine for the regular season. 3-3 Mariners and White Sox. We move along to the bottom of the fourth.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
Look at me, we're something, right?
To win this fair?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's go! Take hand of your autograph jersey. There we go. I'm gonna go pick it up. See you later.
Isn't there a saying that it's good to be lucky, but you have to be good or something like that? Yeah, there you go. So it's not just.
Here's Cade Marlowe to lead off the fourth inning. The looping pitch to him is over the outside corner for a strike. 3-3 the score, bottom of the fourth. Marlowe picked up an RBI base hit his first time. Here comes the pitch to him. Swung on, club to right field, hammered back towards the wall, looking up, and it bangs off the wall. Marlowe around first base, screaming to second, sliding. He's got his second base hit. It's a double this time. And the go-ahead run in scoring position.
At the plate,
There comes Brian Anderson.
Third baseman, 427, Brian Anderson.
Anderson homered in his first plate appearance as a Mariner.
Should be some competition, Gary, for that fourth outfield spot.
I think it's pretty critical. Lefty, one of the group of lefty hitting outfielders, whether it's Marlowe or Canzone or Trammell, to emerge. Here comes the pitch to Anderson. That's inside, taken for a ball. We know the Mariners are going to do everything possible to keep Mitch Haniger healthy, but there's going to be a lot of at-bats in the outfield for somebody from that group.
And you have Luke Raley, who also spent a lot of time in the outfield last year with Tampa Bay.
Time taken. One ball, no strikes, no outs.
Another left-handed bat.
It's going to be interesting to see how Brian Anderson fits into the. Looks like we have a pitch timer violation on the pitcher, so it's 2-0 now on Anderson. Be interesting to see how Anderson fits into the mix. A platoon battle, possibly at third base. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. He went waving.
Was that our first pitch timer violation of the spring?
We've had a couple. We had a couple of days ago had one, yeah. Haven't had many, though. Throw to second base, and it almost got away. Marlowe gets back safely and easily. Two balls and a strike, no outs, tied score. 3 apiece. Some easy takeaways from this one. Bryce Miller looked great. Throwing 96, 97 on the fastball. The 2-1. Swung on, fouled back. We understand he threw a handful of splitters as well.
Shannon said, or according to a report from Ryan Divish, he threw, what, 5 splitters in the second inning.
Munoz looked awesome. Throwing triple digits. So those are both great things for the Mariners today. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Now goes Anderson on strikes, so he's put away. One away.
For Seattle, second baseman, number 12, Samad Taylor.
Here comes Samad Taylor. He singled. He was caught stealing. He left early. Was thrown out. Runner at second base. Here comes the pitch to Taylor. That's inside. Almost got a piece of him. Taylor playing second base today. We've seen him in center field quite a bit. I was talking to Mike Cameron earlier today, too, who complimented Taylor on his defense in center field. And as Mike Cameron noted, it's really tough to move back and forth and all around and be so good at that spot. But he really thinks he is, as that pitch is swung on and foul off. Dribbled down the third base side. Of course, Taylor has a ton of speed. You know, it's interesting. We saw Taylor get thrown out earlier in this ball game, but his journey as a base stealer is pretty fascinating. Runner at second base, 1 out. Throw to second base, and he's back safely again. If you look at Samad Taylor's kind of stolen bases year by year in the minors, he really wasn't a big base stealer his first couple years. I think he stole 6 in his first minor league season and 7 in his second minor league season. Here's the pitch to him. There goes Marlowe. Pitch is swung on a miss. Throw through to third base. Not in time. He's safe. Stolen base. So Marlowe swipes third. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Taylor. But then he went 6 stolen bases, 7 stolen bases, then 44 stolen bases. Made a huge jump. And it was interesting to hear him talk about it. For him, it was all about confidence as the infield plays in now. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, lifted center field. It's hit well. Phillips back. He's at the track, reaches up. He makes the catch. Gently brushes up against the wall. That's plenty as Marlowe will stampede home. And the Mariners push the go-ahead run across. A sac fly by Taylor.
Timely stolen base by Marlowe, swiping third, and Taylor gets the ball in the air. That's where he hit his home run in that area, left center field. This time a sacrifice fly in a game against the Chicago White Sox. First game of the spring. He's got a little pop in his swing.
That's the other thing Mike Cameron said, too. He's got a lot more pop than you would think. Clase stands in. The pitch to him on the outside corner for a strike. So in terms of stolen bases for Taylor, he talked about confidence being it for him. He said he had a fear of failure early on in his career, of getting thrown out, which you will from time to time. The 0-1, swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He said he's really become a student of base stealing, knowing pitchers' tendencies, knowing catchers' tendencies. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and quickly Class A put away here in the 4th inning. So that's it for the Mariners. They do push 1 run across. Mariners now lead. It's 4-3 as we head to the 5th.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
No, but hey, Jamie, you bring up something though too, and I wonder about this process too, and I think that's why a lot of the GMs, you want to operate without just being because I wonder if when it is public
Thursday afternoon here in Peoria. The Mariners now lead the White Sox by a score of 4-3. A lot of changes for the Mariners as we go to the 5th inning. And first of all, the new pitcher in Cody Bolton takes over in relief. He was a little time with the Pirates last year. Letting things off, Andrew Vaughn with a swing and a fly ball into shallow right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Vaughn here in the top of the 5th inning. We have a new catcher in Blake Hunt. Michael Chavis is now at third. Cole Young is at shortstop. Ryan Bliss is at second base. We have a new right fielder. So Scott Service making a lot of changes here in the 5th inning. Here's Eloy Jimenez, the DH. Bolton ready, delivers, and it's low and inside for ball 1. I'll let you know those other changes. Cody Bolton last year with the Pirates 1-0 with a 6.33 ERA, 16 appearances in relief. Most of the year at AAA Indianapolis, where he was 3-4 with a 3.86 earned run average in 34 appearances. Pitch on the way, a strike on Jimenez, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Once again, defensive changes for the Mariners. Now in left field, 93, Spencer Packard.
Here's the stretch and the 1-1. Swinging a foul out of play. And the count is now 1-2 on Jimenez. He's trying to get the changes. Alberto Rodriguez is in right field.
Spencer Packard's in left, and Johnny Formello is in center field.
So Formello in center. Here's a swing and a foul back by Jimenez, and the count is still at a ball and 2 strikes.
So we saw Colt Emerson yesterday, and today we get a chance to see Formello in the game. That's pretty great.
A lot of the kids getting an opportunity before they head to the minor league camp. Great time for the young players to play in a big league spring training game and get that experience under their belts. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a weak wave by Eloy Jimenez. And a slider down and away for strike 3. So nice pitch by Cody Bolton. 1 on and 1 away for the White Sox. Mariners a 4-3 lead, and they'll bring up shortstop Paul DeYoung. We'll see a lot of these guys getting a lot of innings in this game because the Sox, as we mentioned, have a split squad game playing the Royals as well today. Here's the pitch, a strike on DeYoung, and the count is 0-1. So Formello is in center, Rodriguez in right, and Packard is in left field. Here is the stretch and the 0-1 to DeYoung. Down low for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, a special load to all the folks watching in on a webcast broadcast today, picking up our flagship station broadcast on radio. Here's the look in by Bolton. Delivers, swinging a fly ball into center field. For Mello going back, now stops. He's there and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 away. They'll bring up right fielder Kevin Pillar. Cody Bolton out of Richmond, Virginia. Acquired from the Pirates November 2nd of last year in exchange for a cash consideration. Whenever I hear that, Gary, it goes back to Tony Zick for me. Where the Mariners acquired from the Chicago Cubs for $1. Here's the pitch, low and outside on Pillar for ball 1. $1.
In cash.
What do? Just send a buck over the Cubs? Say, hey, thank you very much. Tony worked his way to the big leagues.
Yeah, we'll bring it next time we see you.
The stretch and the 1-0 pitch and a big swing and a miss. Fastball at 95 from Bolton. 1 ball and 1 strike. Man, was it fun watching Andres Munoz take care of the White Sox in the 4th inning. Got a pitch up to 101 miles an hour and a nasty slider to go with it. The pitch up and in on Pillar for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Some very uncomfortable and some funny swings from the White Sox hitters against Munoz, especially trying to reach his slider. Bolted from the belt and the 2-1 slider for a strike, and the count is even on Pillar at 2-2. Mariners 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. White Sox 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Mariners a 2-run home run off the bat of Brian Anderson playing in his first game. Here's the pitch, low and outside. Good stop by Garver, knocking it down. Or actually, that's Hunt, the new catcher, Blake Hunt. Full count on Pillar, 3-2, and now with 2 outs, Vaughn can take off over at first base. Mariners 1-3-1 on the spring. And the White Sox 1-5. Don't put too much stock into spring training records. The stretch and the pitch, runner goes, and a swing and a miss by Pillar for strike 3. A couple of strikeouts for Cody Bolton. And that's it for the White Sox in the 5th inning. We're at the halfway point. We go to the bottom of the 5th here in Peoria, where it's the Mariners 4 and the White Sox 3.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
He gets weight on his left leg first, and then still reads.
It's the Mariners 4 and the White Sox 3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Yosiber Cousin will take over relief for Chicago. And leading things off, Cole Young with a swing and a drive deep to right field. Holy smokes, he leaned into this one, and goodbye baseball. Cole Young with a leadoff home run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. What a shot by Young. Just turned 21 years of age only a few days ago. Mariners' first-round pick a couple of years ago. And he's made quite an impression in the early part of the spring. It's now the Mariners 5 and the White Sox 3. And he jumped on the first pitch from Cousin and hit it way onto the berm and right.
Center fielder, number 84.
Man, that kid is going to be something, folks. Cole Young. So number 1 for Young on the spring. And here is Spencer Packard, the new left fielder. And Packard takes a look at ball 1. But that was a no-doubter. The wind blown out to right field, but Young got it out of there. Here's the pitch, and it's low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, make it 1-1. 1-1 on Packard. On deck is Locklear. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball down the left field line. Slicing foul in toward the corner. Off the bat of Packard. But what a great looking kid in Cole Young. Goodness. Mariners 5 runs now and 7 base hits. Their second home run of the game. Brian Anderson hit an opposite field 2-run home run to right. Packard, a left-handed hitter. Cousin ready. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And there's one away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Say, friends, planning to go to more than just one game at T-Mobile Park this season? Consider a Mariners season ticket membership. Memberships and members enjoy access to exclusive pre-sales, ticket flexibility with no fees, year-round discounts, and more. Come on board today at mariners.com/24. There's a swing by Hunt. Blake Hunt, a ground ball to third. The throw to first a little low, but it's picked in time by Vaughn for the second out of the inning. Blake Hunt grounds out 5-3, so 2 down after the home run by Young. And that'll bring up Locklear, Tyler Locklear, the new first baseman. Before the team takes the lower fields for practice every day, they have a 3-point competition. They're having fun before the ball game, chance to have a good time and get to know one another. Here's the pitch on the way to Locklear, and it's a curveball for a strike, 0-1. Some guys have a pretty good 3-point shot, and Cole Young is one of them. He was one of the leaders. 4 or 5 guys have an opportunity every day to try their hand at 3-pointers. Swinging a foul back and out of play by Locklear, and the count is now 0-2.
I feel like he has a distinct advantage. I feel like the further away you get from high school, the worse your shot gets. And since he just left high school yesterday, it's fine.
Here's a swing and a pop up out of play on the first base side. That's a good point. Still 0-2 on Locklear.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just, it's just my... That's how I feel about it.
Some of these guys, they have a pretty good shot. George Kirby. Carson Vitale was outstanding today. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's up high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But the guys are having fun. Cousin ready, the windup, and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. However, in the bottom of the 5th, 1 run, 1 hit. Cole Young's first springtime home run way out to right. We go to the top of the 6th inning here in Peoria. It's now the Mariners 5 and the White Sox 3.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
been a fun one as we go to the 6th. 5-3 Mariners with the lead. Cole Young hitting a home run. Andres Munoz, Bryce Miller looking great. It's been a good day for the Mariners. Max Stassi will be the hitter as the Mariners send a new pitcher to the mound. Kirby Snead will take over. The veteran lefty has spent parts of seasons with Oakland and Toronto. Sends the first pitch over for a strike. Left-handed reliever. 15 games last year with Oakland. 46 games in 2022 with the A's. He delivers. Heaves it over for a strike. Fastball at 93, so 0-2 the count. On Stassi, the veteran catcher, climbs back in, hitting from the right side. White batting gloves and the bright sunshine here in Peoria. The pitch outside fades away from the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mariners a couple home runs in this one. Cole Young pops a dinger. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Went upstairs with a heater. Blew it by him. That's the first out here in the 6th inning. Look at some news from around spring training in baseball today. Eugenio Suarez was scratched from his start today with Arizona. Side tightness. Apparently it could be an oblique.
That's an ST injury.
Yeah,
Puts you on the
that's
shelf
not
for
good
about a
news.
month.
Here's the pitch to Burdick. He swings and misses. So we're hoping for the best there. Hopefully it's not, because that can stick around for a while.
He's also one of the nice guys in the game of baseball. Played in every game for the Mariners last year.
No balls and a strike. Snead from the belt. Here's his pitch. He sends it downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was a really interesting game today in the Grapefruit League. Pittsburgh taking on Baltimore. Paul Skeens got the start. He's the Pirates' #1 prospect. Was the #1 draft pick in 2003. The pitch swung on, broken back, ground ball right to third base. Chavis scoops it up, fires to first to get the out. Quickly 2 away. So the cool thing about that, facing Baltimore, he faced Jackson Holliday, who was the #1 pick the previous year and is the #1 prospect in baseball. So they faced one another for the first time. Skeens in the start hit 102 twice. He got Holliday to ground out. He also got Rutschman to fly out. So he had no problems in the first inning. He hit 102 twice. He's the #3 prospect. Skeens is the pitcher for Pittsburgh, according to MLB Pipeline, while Jackson Holliday is the #1 overall prospect. Here's Brett Phillips. The pitch outside. So the questions remain, how long will it take those two to end up in Pittsburgh and Baltimore? The 1-0. Strike. Right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bases clean. 5-3 Mariners.
Watching the Major League Baseball Network, a lot of the guys on that panel think that Holiday is going to make that ball club.
Here's the pitch. Swung on line, drive past Snead. Behind the bag at second. Scooped up there by Young. Fires to first to get the out. Young gonna have a good day. It's a 1-2-3 inning. White Sox done in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the inning. Mariners leading 5-3.
Spring training next, the Peoria Sports Complex would like to welcome the following groups in attendance today. Safeco Insurance.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
where they can kind of pick and choose a little bit here. I think they would want a higher pick than those two thirds.
Michael Papirski will lead things off for the Mariners in the bottom of the sixth. The pitch to him is upstairs, ball one. First plate appearance for Papirski. In camp as a catcher for the Mariners. Here's the pitch to him. Big looping breaking ball upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. He broke into the big leagues in 2022. Just a handful of games with San Francisco. Over 30 games with the Cincinnati Reds. Here's the pitch. That's high above the belt. 3 balls and no strikes. I was talking with Jackson Kolar earlier today. Papirski played his college ball at LSU. Here's the 3-0. That's poured over for a strike. Kolar, of course, with a star at Florida, was a great starting pitcher. But in the College World Series, he came on to close. Here comes the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Papirski tosses the bat away. So he draws the walk. So Cora came to close the final game. He was on the mound as Florida won their first national championship, and he did it against LSU. And Michael Papirski was a star on that team. Here's Alberto Rodriguez. The pitch to him. Swung on ground ball to second. This could be 2. Flip the shortstop for 1. Relay to first. And just like that, they're wiped away. 2 away. The Mariners promotion lineup stacked with can't miss collectibles. Don't miss the J-Rod Bobble April 1st to 3rd. The Griffey Bobble April 15th to 17th. And the Cal Funko Pop May 10th. You can get your tickets. See the entire promotion schedule. Just go to mariners.com/promos. Michael Chavis, the hitter. The pitch to him. Swings and fouls it straight back off the catcher's mask. No balls and a strike. 2 outs. Kolar said in that celebration, the massive celebration, he just blacked out. The first thing he remembers is just being under the pile. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. That's out of play, first base side. And his first thought was, everybody get off me.
I can't breathe. That's like the kid that caught the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. He said he doesn't remember it.
Yeah. The 0-2 to Chavis. Swing and a miss. Goes after a breaking ball. Ball in the dirt. It pops back out to the pitcher, who picks it up, throws it to first to get the out. You don't see that every day. As the Mariners go 1-2-3 in the 6th inning. That was quick. We go to the 7th. Mariners with the lead.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
5-3. We go to the top of the 7th inning. It's been a good day for the Mariners. Cole Young has homered. Andres Munoz looked absolutely dominant. Hit triple digits multiple times. Topped out at 101. Bryce Miller was excellent. He was hitting 96, 97 through a splitter multiple times. He looked really good. All around good day for the Mariners. Casey Lawrence will be on the hill here. He'll face Zach Remillard, who will lead things off in the 7th inning. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Today's game also on Mariners.com. You're following along on the live stream. And if you are, we're going to take you live to T-Mobile Park, where you can watch the field being replaced. Here's the pitch. That's over the corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're really taking this next level, Rick.
I love it. I mean, I was there right before I left for spring training, and I'll tell you what, the grounds crew are doing a great job to get the new surface down.
1-1, swung and a missed. Missed the breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's a heck of a job to level thing out. Make
Replacing the field? Yes.
Yes, that is massive.
Here comes the 1-2. Check swing. Knocks it back to the screen. I laugh because I can barely maintain my small patch of grass in front of my house.
I got fake grass in my backyard, about 8 by 8, you know. But, it's something. It's quite an undertaking.
Lawrence from the stretch is 1-2. Swung on, crushed left field. This is hammered. It is out towards the Mariners bullpen, and it is gone. Well, that was a no-doubter by Zach Remillard. Swats a solo home run here in the 7th inning, and the White Sox take one back. It's now 5-4 Seattle. We've had fun with these live streams led by Ben Mertens, who's over there on the camera. Shout out to Ben. Oh, he's waving at us. Thanks to all the crew putting this together. A lot of work behind the scenes. None of it done by us. Me and you, Rick.
I couldn't figure this out.
Here's the pitch to Ramos, and that's taken outside for a ball. It's been fun bringing you these.
Wave to the camera, Gary.
Oh, are we on?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
The 1-0. That's taken outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Lawrence pitched for the Cardinals last year. He has bounced around. Former Mariner. Been parts of a couple seasons with the M's. Trying to hook on once again with the M's. The pitch. Taken outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
He pitched well in the opening game of the spring against the White Sox over in Glendale, went 2 scoreless innings.
Facing the White Sox twice. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. Here's the pitch. That's at the knees, taken for a strike. Now, Carlos Vargas, who we saw for the first time, he came over in the Gino trade. We were talking about Gino a couple of moments ago. And Vargas pitched for the Mariners the first time this spring, a couple days ago. The pitch swung and a missed. And he was really impressive. He's someone has really stood out. Yeah, it's 1 appearance, right? But he really stood out in that 1 appearance. But I was talking with Shannon after the game, and Shannon pointed out I had not looked at his game log. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, left field, base hit on a 3-2 pitch. So Ramos aboard. A couple hits to start the 7th inning. And it's funny, he's only pitched in a handful of games in the major leagues. So last year with the Diamondbacks, he pitched in 5 games, right? Mm-hmm. And so you look at his game log, and his first game was March 30th against the Dodgers, and then April 1st against the Dodgers, and then April 6th against the Dodgers, and then April 9th against the Dodgers. Here's the pitch to Tim Elko, who's in, and he takes it at the knees for a strike. And then his final Major League game last year was April 11th against the Brewers, so he got somebody else.
I was going to say Dodgers.
Which was nice. Here's the pitch. Strike at the knees.
It's not exactly ideal, your first 4 or 5
I don't
starts
think
against
so.
that lineup.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Ooh-wee.
That's not how you draw it up. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up out of play. Of course, they added Ohtani in the offseason. I don't know if you saw the big news, Rick. Ohtani announced he's married.
Yeah, saw that. Way to go. Congratulations. How do you keep that a secret?
No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first base, no outs. Mariners a 1-run lead. Here's the pitch. That's taken downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I can't wait till Vargas pitches again. I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out exactly what he was throwing in that start. So I can break it down next time he's on the mound. The pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's what spring training is all about.
It is.
To know these guys, what
That-
they throw, and
You're right.
velocities.
Trying to figure it out. I think Shannon and I have talked for 3 hours about Carlos Vargas and all in our time down here. Yeah, that's what spring's about. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lawrence, his pitch. Swung on ground ball. Young scoops it up off the shoe tops, flips it past Bliss at second base. So they don't get the out. And everybody's safe. Runners at first and second.
And that was just a nice effort by Cole Young to get to that ball. It was hit hard up the middle.
I thought it was going into center field. Nice play.
He was trying to make that backhanded toss over to Bliss a little bit wide. Tell you what, that kid is a heck of an athlete. Mariners got a good one right there. And Cole Young.
Here's Zach Deloche from Mariner farmhand. Came over in the Santos trade. Seeing that play reminded me of right before I walked over here for the game. We talk about Perry Hill working with the wall, and right next is kind of you walk out from the Mariners cafeteria. There's a big wall. That's what it is, and you see Perry Hill out there all the time with infielders. Here's the pitch. That's taken for a strike. And he was out there with Jorge Polanco, and they were just working on that same exact pitch that we just saw. And it was interesting. If you heard Perry Hill talk before this game, the 0-1 is swung on, popped in the air, short left field, and it is playable. And a one-hand catch there made for the out. That's Packard out there making the grab. So 1 away.
I liked what he was talking about. He said you get so many reps in off the wall instead of being on the lower field, where you have to hit a ground ball. You don't have as many chances to make a play, but on the wall you could get a lot of work done in a short period of time.
And it was interesting because you look at their camp, you see Cole Young out there at shortstop here, who's just starting. Here's the pitch to Mendick. Swung on, ripped on the third base line. That's a fair ball past Chavis, rolling to the corner. White Sox will get a couple runs out of this. So 2 runs will come into scores. Mendick, former Oregon State standout, gets a 2-run double. And the White Sox have taken the lead here in the 7th inning. So they put 3 on the board. It's now 6-5 Chicago. And whether you're talking about Cole Young who's just starting or Jorge Polanco has been in the majors for a decade. Perry Hill says he starts at the same point with every single guy to start spring training. And for Polanco, it's been a lot of work on the flip. And as Perry Hill put it, you can teach an old dog new tricks. As that pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike to Kevin Pillar.
Doesn't take long for Perry to take a look at a guy to break him down and say, okay, I can make it better. Here's how we can do it. And they go do it.
Pitch is swung on a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. And he really broke down the flip. He said that Polanco was treating it more like a flipper, and you can't get the accuracy on it that you need to get. So he's kind of overhauled how Polanco has done the flip. And we saw him right before coming over the ballpark, just 1 rep after another off the wall as that pitch is down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Couple in.
Yeah, the key is staying down low and your body following your hand so you don't pull off. And Perry teaches that so very well to all these guys.
Throw to second base and Mendick back safely. The funniest part about the whole thing, so he's working with Polanco the whole time off the wall, and then Polanco, they're done, and Polanco goes running off, and then
there was a group that came over, and there's a couple little kids in the group, and then all of a sudden Perry Hill's breaking down the 10-year-olds as well and their footwork. It's fantastic. The pitch just swung on, fouled back to the screen.
Hey.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
When you're a coach, whether it's
Ray
Polanco or a 10-year-old kid, what a thrill for that kid.
Absolutely.
Perry Hill has worked with 8 guys who have won Gold Gloves.
I hope we all love our jobs as much as Perry Hill loves his. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Tried to hold back his cut. Couldn't do it. He's down on strikes. There's 2 away. In fact, I asked him in the conversation, how much do you love what you do? And he says, I'm going to do it until they tell me I can't. He says he loves it.
I hope he can do it for many, many years. He's, so great at what he does. He can take a guy that's struggling, make him good. He can take a good infielder, make him great.
Here's Corey Lee. Pitch to him, swung on. Gap right field. Over is Rodriguez. He's in the gap waiting for it. Makes a one-hand catch, and that's it for the White Sox in the 7th. They did take the lead. They put 3 on the board at 6-5. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back.
Baseball fans, it's stretch time.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
Home run from Cole Young, his first of the spring. A good start from Bryce Miller. A couple of really strong innings. Looked great doing it, too. Andres Munoz was lights out. Some good stuff today for the Mariners. So Ryan Bliss, his first plate appearance here. As he strides to the plate. Ryan Bliss, who's from LaGrange, Georgia, if that sounds familiar. Hometown of Mike Cameron. In fact, Ryan Bliss, growing up playing baseball, he said all he heard was about Mike Cameron, Mike Cameron, Mike Cameron. Pride of LaGrange. Here's the pitch to Bliss. Steams over the outside corner. That's a good fastball. Strike at 96.
Yeah, Mike had to be legendary in high school.
Yeah. Bliss pinwheels the bat around a couple of times. Set in from the right side. The pitch to him. It's inside. Steams inside at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bliss taps the plate a couple of times. Wears number 1 on his back. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs. We asked him how he got number 1. He said he just walked in and the jersey was there with number 1 on it. He calls it the stick.
It's a good number.
Just a stick on his back.
It's light.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I love watching this kid run, man.
Yeah, he can fly. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. So there's 1 away here in the 7th inning. Now this is going to be fun.
For Seattle, left fielder, number 93, Spencer Packard.
Spencer Packard will stand in. Here comes the pitch. That's a ball. It misses. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a rocket down the first base line. It's snared there by Vaughn. Goes to his belly, goes to the bag, stomps on the bag, and that's the out. Nice play. 2 away.
Batter for Seattle, shortstop, number 92, Cole Young.
And here comes Cole Young. Gets the plate appearance again. Homered last time, so it's 2 away, 7th inning. Here's the pitch to Cole. He watches it at the knees for a strike at 95.
Cole hit 11 home runs last year, 5 in Modesto and 6 with Everett.
Doesn't consider himself a home run hitter, more of a line drive, gap to gap. Here's the pitch. That's outside. But as he develops, there could be more power there for sure.
292 at Everett, 267 at Modesto. He can swing the bat.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Inside, backside of the way. 2-1 now. Young steps out, adjusts the helmet. Now quickly climbs back in, taps the plate. Dominguez. Time called. Dominguez wears 99 on his back as he adjusts a gray ball cap. And now looks like Cole. No, it looks like the starting pitcher or the pitcher gets dinged with the time violation. So it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Seen a couple of violations so far. Pitch to Cole. Swung on, chopped right side, scooped up by Elko at first base off the shoot tops. Will stroll to the bag, steps on the pillow, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Here in the 7th inning, Mariners put away in the 7th. We move along to the 8th.
Look up, and you smile. Just that bill of the cap. Cool. Point to the camera lens. Both hands, please. Point to the sidewalls. Straight up, straight down. Now we're gonna jump.
This for real?
Yeah. we're doing like a new stretch feature.
I thought you were just seeing what I would do.
No, I wouldn't do that to you, Logan.
Okay.
Come on, man. Now we're just gonna jump. We're doing a new stretch still. Jumpy jacks. I'll go along with you. Point to the camera lens. Both hands down. Right hand up. Left hand up. Right hand on the stomach. Left hand on the head. Straight out. Spin. Simon says right hand up. Simon says left hand up. Jump. Simon says left hand down. Put your right hand in. Simon says put your left hand in.
Wait, put it in? Put it in what?
And turn all around. Simon says spin.
Is this real? Is it real?
What do you think?
I don't know. So it wasn't, it's not real?
into the top half of the 8th inning. The White Sox lead by a score of 6-5. We have a new pitcher for the Mariners. Right-hander Logan Evans will take over in relief. So here is Evans. Evans, 22 years of age, out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Second year of pro ball coming up. He was at Modesto last year. Appeared in just 3 games as a starter. 1-0 with a 0.75 ERA. 12 innings, gave up just 7 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts. So a young man get a chance to pitch in a big league spring training game. Peyton Burdick leads it off with a swing and a chopper up the middle. And Young off to his left. Cole has it near the bag. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Burdick. So Cole Young able to stay with it and make the play. Getting that ball out of the glove on the transfer while it was still on the run. Strong arm. And there's 1 out for the Sox here in the top of the 8th inning. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
Today's Mariners Spring Training Webcast is presented by Starbucks.
First pitch on the way to Brett Phillips, a strike. Evans, big right-hander, fires away, and it's a strike again, and the count is now 0-2. Evans, selected by the Mariners in the 12th round of the draft last year. Drafted out of the University of Pittsburgh. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And a pitch down and in for strike 3. So Evans with the strikeout already. And there's 2 outs for the White Sox here in the top of the 8th inning. Sox lead by a run 6-5. White Sox with 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Mariners 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. And the Mariners with 2 home runs in this ball game. Brian Anderson, an opposite field 2-run home run, and Cole Young, a home run. Here's the pitch on the way to Remillard. It's a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. It's a foul ball along the third base line. Michael Chavis got to it, and I think somebody thought it was a fair ball, but it wasn't. Home plate umpire Quinn Walcott said no, foul ball. Here's the lineup and the pitch. Remillard, right-handed hitter, with a swing and a line shot to left field, but Packard is there to make the catch, and that's going to retire the side. Logan Evans takes care of the Sox. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's the White Sox 6 and the Mariners 5.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
The batter for Seattle, center fielder Johnny Farmello.
Johnny Farmello will lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. White Sox lead at 6-5. Here is the pitch to Farmello, and it's low and inside for ball 1. Farmello just drafted, getting ready to start his professional career. Left-handed hitter. leading off the 8th against Johan Dominguez. Farmelo, a left-handed hitter. And the pitch to him, swing, ground ball hit hard but foul in the first base side, and the count is even on Farmelo at 1 ball and 1 strike. Johnny Farmelo, 19 years of age, out of Centerville, Virginia. Drafted into the first round, 29th overall last year. Here's the set by Dominguez. And the right-hander's 1-1 pitch, high and away with a fastball for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And it's fun watching these kids in the early part of the spring. Soon they'll be making some cuts, go down to the minor league camp, get a chance for them to get at-bats in, innings in for the pitchers. Now the 2-1, swinging a line drive into the gap in left center field for a base hit. Farmelo with his first at-bat in a spring game with a solid base hit the other way into left center. The Mariners have the tie and run aboard. Way to go, Johnny. 1 on and nobody out.
Blake Hunt.
And that'll bring up Blake Hunt, the new catcher. Hunt is 0 for 1, has grounded out to Moncada at third. Mariners 3 runs back in the second and 1 run in the fourth. Dominguez fires away, fastball for a strike. 0-1. On deck is Tyler Locklear. Beautiful day here in Peoria, 75 degrees. Just a few white puffy clouds high overhead. Next offer outside. Ball 1 ball and 1 strike. Great to see a great friend of mine from my church, Eastridge Church in Issaquah. Carrie Jameson is here with her 2 sons, Trenton and Drew, and Carrie's sister, Stephanie. Here's the pitch on the way. A strike on the outside corner. The count is 1-2 on Hunt. Got a chance to walk down to the lower fields and give him a tour of the complex. Great to have Carrie here and her 2 sons. The stretch by Dominguez, and the 1-2 pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Steve Jameson is the pastor at Eastridge. Farmelo will lead at first base. Next off on the way, swinging a foul back by Hunt. And the count is still even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remember, opening day, not that far away. Mariners on March the 28th will take on the Boston Red Sox. Game time 7:10. We'll see you on the radio at 6 o'clock. Here's the stretch, and again the 2-2. Instead, a move over to first base. And time had been granted to Hunt by the home plate umpire. Count is still even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Happy Leap Day, everybody. This is February the 29th. Every 4 years, February has the extra day. Found out a little bit more about a leap year. Runner goes, pitch on the way, a ball, and the ball is dropped by the catcher on the transfer. Corey Lee never got off a throw. And Farmelo is in at second base with a steal. And now the Mariners have the tying run on in scoring position as the count goes to 3-2 on Blake Hunt. Now a base hit ties the game. Hunt, a big right-handed hitter, steps back in to face Dominguez. Johan from the stretch, check of the runner at second, and now the 3-2, and it's going to be outside for ball 4, and the Mariners now have the go-ahead runs aboard. Tying run at second, go-ahead run on at first, a walk to Hunt, and that'll bring up Tyler Locklear.
The batter for the Seattle Mariners.
But Alex Mayer, who works in the front office, explained why every 4 years we have the extra day in February and for leap year. And he said, in the calendar year, it's really 365 days plus 6 hours. And every 4th year, you got to make up for that extra 24 hours over a 4-year period. So every 4 years, it's a leap year, where we have February 29th. So we just kind of catch up on the calendar. Here's Tyler Locklear. 2 aboard with nobody out the stretch of the pitch. Locklear takes low and inside for ball 1. Locklear, a right-handed hitter. Dominguez from the belt to check the runners, and the 1-0 pitch, swing and a foul back and out of play, and the count is even on Locklear at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners get their leads. And now the 1-1 pitch to Locklear. Swinging a shot up the middle, right to the second baseman. Mendick has it, steps on second for 1. His throw to first, and it's in time for the double play. The ground ball took Mendick right to the bag for the out on Hunt. Then his throw to first, able to double up Locklear, so that's a 4-3 double play. 2 outs, and on the play, Carmelo gets to third, and here is Kapierski. First time up, drew a walk in the 6th inning, so now he represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Stretch and the pitch. Kapierski takes inside for ball 1. White Sox years ago had a catcher, A.J. Pierzynski. Infield back on the right side. Papierski, left-handed hitter. The pitch, swing and a pop-up. Foul territory, first base line, going out the catcher lead near the dugout. He's there and he makes the catch, and that's going to end the inning. In the bottom of the 8th for the Mariners, no runs, 1 hit, and a runner stranded at third. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Our score, it's the White Sox 6 and the Mariners 5.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
Six-5 White Sox. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Brian Ramos leads it off with a swing and a high fly ball in toward right center field. Calling for it is Alberto Rodriguez. He's there and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 away. The new pitcher for the Mariners is right-hander Sean Poppin. Poppin is the 9th pitcher used today by skipper Scott Service. This is his 2nd appearance of the spring. A few days ago worked in a game against the Guardians. Spent the entire year last year at AAA El Paso. Was 1-4 with a 6.33 ERA. 58 in the 3rd innings. Walked 30, struck out 52. Here's the pitch to Tim Elko, and it's way up and in, and he gets out of the way. The ball pops out of the glove of Blake Hunt, the catcher. Ball 1. Elko 1 for 1. He singled, scored 1 of 3 White Sox runs in the 7th inning. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ground ball, foul along the third base line, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Poppin has appeared in parts of 4 major league seasons with the Twins, the Pirates, the Rays, and the Diamondbacks. 3-3 overall in the big leagues. Poppin from the belt, and the 1-1. Swing and a foul out of play on the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Elko. Mariners will be in Scottsdale tomorrow to take on the Rockies. See on the radio at noon. And Brian Wu will get his first start of the spring. And you got to love this starting staff and this Mariners pitching staff. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball for strike 3. Elko goes down swinging, and the Sox have 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. That'll bring up Zach DeLoach, the former Mariners prospect from a few years ago. So here's DeLoach, 0 for 1 on the day, has flied out to Packard in left field. So we'll see Brian Wu tomorrow. The pitch, check swing, and it's inside for ball 1. Bryce Miller started the game this afternoon and gave up 1 run on a couple of base hits, went 2 innings, no walks, and he struck out 3. He was throwing 97 miles an hour. The pitch, swing and a fly ball into straightaway left field. Packard going back. He's there, and he makes the catch. That's going to retire the side. Top of the 9th inning for the White Sox. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Last try for the Mariners. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Our score, it's the White Sox 6 and the Mariners 5.
You are watching the Mariners Spring Training Webcast, presented by Starbucks.
White Sox, and we have a new pitcher. Anthony McGarity takes over for Chicago. Alberto Rodriguez will lead things off, trying to get something started. Here's the pitch, and it's down and away with a slider for ball 1. Thanks for tuning our way on the Mariners flagship station around the network, and also on our webcast on Mariners.com. Appreciate you tuning in. Here's the set, and the 1-0 pitch is high and outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez 0 for 1. Bounced into a double play in the 6th inning. Be followed by Michael Chavis and then Ryan Bliss. Now the stretch and the 2-0 pitch. Low and away. Ball 3, 3-1. Just got the paid attendance this afternoon here in Peoria. 3,977. The set by McGarity. And the right-hander's 3-0 pitch. A strike, and it's 3-1. Mariners getting ready for their 48th year in the big leagues. It all started on April 6, 1977. Mariners against the California Angels. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Diego Segui, who pitched for the Pilots in '69, was the starting pitcher for the expansion Mariners in April of 1977. He threw the first pitch in Mariners history. It was a strike to Jerry Remy. And Dave Niehaus on the air on the radio side. So the Mariners' inaugural season is underway. Here's the windup and the 3-2, and it's low and away for ball 4. So Alberto Rodriguez with a leadoff walk. Nice at bat right there by Rodriguez. And that'll bring up Michael Chavis, who has a home run this spring. Just a few days ago, represents the winning run up at home plate. So here is Chavis, 0 for 1 on the day, replacing Brian Anderson at third base. Anderson making a heck of a debut, the veteran third baseman. His first at bat in the Mariners uniform this spring, an opposite field 2-run home run to right. Back in the second inning. Here's the stretch by McGarity. The look in, and he delivers. Chavis takes a fastball up and away for ball 1. Should have been doing the charge call by himself down below in the crowd. McGarity from the stretch, and the next pitch on the way. Swing and a high fly ball into straightaway center field. And Toms is underneath it, and he's there to make the catch. And there's one out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 on and 1 away for Ryan Bliss. Bliss 0 for 1.
Second baseman, number 1.
Man, he had a heck of a year last year at AA Amarillo. So here's Bliss, 24 years of age, out of Burbank, California. Came over from the Diamondbacks. The stretch and the pitch on the way to Bliss. Swinging a foul out of play behind the plate, 0-1. That trade going down on July 31st. Came over along with Dominic Canzone and Josh Rojas in exchange for Paul Sewald. But he started the year at AA Amarillo and hit .358. Had 12 home runs, 47 runs batted in. It's 5'6", 165. Some power in that bat. Runner goes Rodriguez. Pitch on the way, a strike. The throw down to second. The tag, and out at second base is Alberto Rodriguez. On a heck of a throw by Corey Lee. The throw out, Rodriguez trying to steal. 2 outs for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So 2 down and nobody on. And the count is 0-2 on Bliss. It was also at AAA Reno last year, and after the trade at AAA Tacoma. The stretch by McGarity. The 0-2. Swinging a line shot down the left field line. It's a foul ball. The count is still 0-2. I'm talking about Amarillo. Our thoughts and prayers are with a lot of people in the Panhandle with those terrible fires all around the Panhandle. 5 huge fires. I spent a lot of time in Amarillo 2 years when I was in the minor leagues with the Padres organization. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball that's inside on Bliss for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thousands of acres have been scorched in the Panhandle. Hopefully they get those wildfires under control. Now the stretch and the 1-2 on the way to Bliss. Swinging a line shot into center field for a base hit. He waited on that breaking ball, got on top of it, and hit it hard right back up the middle. So the Mariners are still alive here in the bottom of the 9th inning, down by only a run, 6-5.
Spencer Packard.
And that'll get Spencer Packard up to the plate, a left-handed hitter. He's got that wind blown out toward right field. Let's see if he can get one into the jet stream. But Bliss, the tying run aboard, he can fly. So let's see what Scott Service has in mind right here. The look in by McGarity. Bliss the lead. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a strike called 0-1. I was talking with Bliss a couple of days ago about his success stealing bases. I said, what do you key in on? Because I told him I talked with Ricky Henderson. Ricky would watch a right-hander's pitcher's left elbow, which was his trigger. Here's the stretch and the 0-1 pitch on the way. It's low to Packard for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Ryan told me he's about the same area he looks at the left hip. He said if that left hip starts to move forward, pitcher's coming to the plate, that's when he takes off. McGarity looks in, has a sign. Here's the pitch to Packard, and that's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And if that left elbow would dip, then the pitcher would come over to first base. for Ryan Bliss. When he takes a look at that left hip, if it turns just ever so slightly, the pitcher's coming to first. Now the set. Keep your eyes on Bliss. He stays 2-1 pitch, and it's low and outside to Packard for ball 3. 3-1 the count. So now with Packard out in front of the count, he's looking for a fastball that can park onto the berm in right field and win this thing. Packard back up there. McGarity ready. Bliss again a lead at first, draws the throw and gets back to the bag. The fans boo the pitcher McGarity for just making a move to first base. They can only make 2. And if you go there again, you got to get the runner. Otherwise, it's a balk. Bliss again a lead. Here's the stretch and the 3-1 on the way to Packard. Here she comes, swinging a ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Mendick. He's got it. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Packard for the final out of the ball game. And the White Sox win it 6-5. Danny Mendick with a heck of a diving stop and a ground ball hit sharply to his right. Otherwise, the Mariners tie up this game, but it's a final. The White Sox win it, a final of 6-5 here at the Peoria Sports Complex this afternoon before a crowd of 3,977. Once again, the final, the White Sox 6, the Mariners 5. We'll be back with the totals and more after this timeout.
Thanks for watching today's Mariners Spring Training Webcast